Hi, welcome back to another edition of Max and Nicky 1000th Time Reactions.
Where we react to a song after listening to it for our 1000th time.
We release 3 videos a day, every day, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all this great content of ours.
Before we get to the song at hand, which will be The Zombies.
Time of the season.
That's right. We'd like to mention, as we normally do, that we also have another YouTube channel called
Max and
Nicky, where we perform
oldies tunes, jazz standards, and originals in that vein.
And we also got comedy videos on there as well.
In fact, we actually perform a cover of a Zombies song called Tell Her No.
Tell Her No.
And
and
we'll put the link
put the
to
link
that
down there
in the description below, so you can check that out if you so desire.
But for right now, let's take a listen to Time of the Season
by the Zombies for our 1000th time.
Here we go.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy, and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in the sun to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he take us anytime to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly. Tell you why I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken anytime to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly. Tell you why I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving.
All right.
Time of the season.
Time of the season.
Yeah. I mean, first we got to just mention, as you notice, a lot of these guys, they're influenced by jazz. I mean, clearly.
Sure,
I mean,
definitely.
listen to that solo there. I mean, that's just because of straight up jazz
Well,
solo,
that's
actually.
Rod Argent on the...
Rod Argent,
the organ,
famous not just
essentially.
for the Zombies, but also for the band Argent as well.
Sure, exactly.
Later on.
Which they actually did that song,
God Gave Rock and Roll
God
to
Got
You,
Rock and Roll to You, and
which is featured in Bill and Ted's Bogus
they had
Journey.
another hit too. The name of it escapes me right now. But
Although, man, take a listen to God Gave Rock and Roll to You. There's a live version of them singing that, doing that song.
Sure. Anyway,
that's a great tune.
But this song, Time of the Season, it comes off the album Odyssey and Oracle, very seminal album.
Very seminal
from
album.
the
Their
60s.
last album, actually, and I think it was released after they broke up.
After they
actually.
broke
Yeah.
up initially in the 60s. But there's a lot of great songs on that album. The whole album is really good.
Right.
I recommend, This Will Be Our Year.
This
might
would be
be my favorite
great
song of the
Sounds
album.
like a modern tune, straight up.
There's
This song, I will say, this song, Time of the Season, does sound of the time.
Sure.
It does sound like, I mean, it came out a little after, but it sounds like Summer of Love.
Sounds like of the season.
Of the of the time, for
Well,
sure.
it sounds
Not
like,
that it I think it still sounds great. is
Sure,
what
it
I'm
still
saying,
holds
though,
up. But check out the song "Rose for Emily." That's really good too. And
Rose for Emily is very good, yeah.
I mean, there's lots of great songs on there. But
actually, funny story is that the word Odyssey is misspelled on Odyssey and Oracle, and people thought it was intentional. But later on, they revealed apparently that they misspelled it. Actually,
it's so interesting that it went through all those people,
because Odyssey, like I or something like that.
They
I
had
think that was
to
there.
go through all these people, checking the work and everything, the artwork, and they all didn't realize the misspelling, huh?
Yeah,
But
that's interesting.
This song is really cool because not only because it's jazz influenced, but first of all, there's at the end there, I don't know if you realize, there are two organs going on. There was one that was doing the solo, and there was another one
that was doing
like comping chords.
No, he was also doing the solo.
He's kind
too.
of doing a solo too, but I
Rod
believe that
Argent
were
is
both,
on the
was
solos.
both.
I was
bet-
on the. Did you mention that he was on the solo?
Yeah, that was Rod
Argent's the
Argent
one that's
playing
on
the organ,
yeah.
and I think that he was probably playing both of those organs.
Probably. Obviously, we have as the lead singer Colin
Blunstone.
Is it Blunstone or Bloodstone?
It's Blunstone.
Blunstone. Anyway, great singer there.
Yeah, he's got such a kind of an airy quality about his voice, which
I
really
wouldn't call
comes
it
out.
well, I don't know about airy.
It's very soothing. It's you
kind of
really
has
hear that.
It's kind of a pure. He's not. He's unaffected, affected, I should say. He's very unique to himself, and I like that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say, what's wrong with airy? I think the word airy is good.
I wouldn't call it airy. What is
Yeah,
it? I mean,
there's
it
something
depends
very,
on, I don't know what you mean by that.
Here's the time. It's like,
Well, no, he has a great tenor voice, is what it is. I wouldn't call it airy though.
well, anyway, his voice is really good and soothing.
It is, yes.
You can hear like how sort of soft and cool it is on some of the slower songs, like Rose for Emily, But what else about this song, Max? I remember we used to listen to this song so much when we were in high school. We'd drive around. We were delivery drivers for an Italian restaurant.
Well, we come on the radio a lot.
Yeah, we listened to oldie stations a lot. And this song I heard so much on the radio, but rarely did I listen to, because I heard it so many times, just on the radio, I never really gave it a proper headphone listen. Sure. And listening with headphones just now, I started realizing certain things that I never realized before. Like on the part that goes, "Is the time of the season for loving." It kind of does this sort of, it sort of does this like,
this move over to the right ear.
well, but it's kind of like an interesting crescendo right there, or something like that. There's an effect. There's a sound effect going on there.
Oh, really? I don't know. Really? You heard a sound effect?
Yeah, you didn't hear the sound effect there? It was like, it was almost like as if it were being played backwards, but it wasn't, there was some kind of psychedelic effect on that
Well,
part.
this is definitely, whenever you watch a movie or a TV show that's, and there's like a montage or something like that, or they're introducing something from the late 60s, this is one of those songs that they'll often play, It's very reminiscent of that time for sure. But
It's almost like a quick, just almost like the word loving, it kind of like fades in really quickly, and it crescendos really fast almost,
right. I do want to
almost
mention
like a sforzando kind of
something,
thing. Like that.
with listening to headphones also is, you notice that the bass is very present on this actually,
which is not
which
usual
is not
for
very usual for a 60s song. I mean, maybe in the late 60s, but It's very present. You can definitely hear the melody of it. And also, I mean, you may not hear as much sub bass because that was just, and because of the limitations of the technology at the time. But you definitely hear it for sure,
Yeah, I mean, it's a great song, and I remember at one point I feel like I had the solo memorized in my head, but maybe not.
Right. As you saw, we were trying to mime along with the solo, but I thought I had it memorized in my head, but I guess there were just some extra things in there that I couldn't keep up, I suppose.
I mean, a very talented keyboardist, Rod Argent.
Rod Argent, very good. Yeah.
The lyrics, I've never really focused. I mean, I've focused on the lyrics before, and I was trying to, but I don't think I quite understand them. Do you?
What's your name? What's your name? Who's your daddy?
He rich.
Is
Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly. Tell you what I really want to know is the time. I mean, what are they saying there?
I think he's just basically. I'm not just totally sure, actually. But
I mean, he rich. Is he rich like me? Is he taking any time to show you? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like about this guy who, I don't know, like thinks he's all that, in a way.
I don't know, maybe he's trying to
he's
like
kind of
pick up a girl or something like that.
Yeah,
and he's just saying, "Hey, this
is the time of the season.
Let's get it on right now."
He's kind of braggadocious in a way. Is he rich like me? Has he taken the time to show you what you need to live? Like, I'm going to show you what you need to live.
Yeah, to show you what you need to live. So, like, you better start living right now. And basically, I think he's trying to get into bed with her.
Yeah,
actually.
yes. I think maybe that's what it is. Tell it to me slowly. Tell you why. I really want to know. It's the time.
Maybe, is that what it's about?
Could be.
Well, if you know, please,
I would love to ask, you guys, Colin Blunstone and Rod Argent.
Tell us what you think it's about.
Yeah, write in the comments what you think the lyrics mean, actually. Because, as with some of these 60s, psychedelic lyrics, they can get a little, they're left up for interpretation sometimes,
Sure. But, something like This Will Be Our Year, I mean, that's a little more straightforward, I think.
No, yeah,
right?
that's true. But
but
this song is more psychedelic.
This will be our year. I wouldn't call that a psychedelic.
No,
song,
I would
though.
not either.
This I would categorize that in the psychedelic genre.
Anyway, I think that ought to do it for this reaction video. If you liked what you heard and subscribe, or if you like what you heard and saw, please make sure to subscribe and ding that post notification bell to find out about more Max and Nicky reaction videos.
Please keep tuning in.